All right, everyone, welcome to the final round coverage of the 2019 MVP Open at Maple Hill. This is road life commentary coming at you all the way from Prince Edward Island, Canada. I'm Nate Perkins.
And I'm Paige Pierce. And today we have myself. I'm sitting at 11 under par. Sarah Hokom, who is at 4 under. Kristin Tattar, 3 under. And Catrina Allen, 2 under par.
Do you see the number of wins right there, though? 124 wins, 45 wins, 85 wins. All these women are high caliber athletes. I'm so stoked to see this final round go down. You've got a pretty comfortable lead, Paige, at 7 strokes over Sarah, 8 over Kristin, and 9 over Catrina. But as you said before, we're at Maple Hill, and there's a lot of 2-stroke swing holes out here, and anything can happen.
Yeah, starting right off on hole 1 even.
Yeah, hole 1, par 4, 720 feet. You need at least 330 feet to carry the water right here. Ideally, you want to land on the road somewhere. Anything in those Christmas trees makes it pretty difficult to access this green. We've got a peninsula green. Left, right, and long are all going to be out of bounds, and there's only one way into this green.
Cheers!
So today it wasn't quite as windy, so you're going to see a little bit longer shots. I'm grabbing my Biofusion Defender here and trying to get in a better position than yesterday. I didn't like being behind those Christmas trees on the right, so I'm looking to get one a little more left, give myself an option to get into that green.
Plenty of distance
Up
on that
next,
shot, maybe a
From
little
Caldwell, Idaho,
left,
Sarah
more
Hokom.
left than you would really like.
Hokom with her Sparkle Trace here.
And this has just been an absolute pleasure to watch Sarah play this event. This was new to me, but I found out that this is one of the events that convinced Sarah to go
Up
out
next,
on the tour.
from
Actually, she
Parnu,
played here
Estonia,
many years
Kristin
ago and
Tattar.
realized that she had the skill set necessary to compete on tour, and it's really cool to see her play well at this event.
Yeah, and now her sponsor is also the event sponsor, so that's got to give her a little extra motivation. Kristin now throwing her Defender. She's
From
going to join me on the
Pipestone,
left side over
Minnesota,
there. So
Catrina
Allen. You kind of have to wait to see what you have when you get up there, but sometimes you'll have an opening, sometimes you won't. Catrina now with her D2, looking to get it a little straighter than Kristin and I, but she gets the fade out to the left as well. So we'll all kind of be scrambling from that side. Sarah will have the most open look of us. Being so far back, though, it's hard to justify going for it, even though you have an open look at it.
Yeah, and it's an interesting position for these ladies because they really need to track you down. They need to get some early strokes, but hole 1 might not be the best place to really go for that.
Yeah, probably not. The risk reward, I mean, if you use the risk, you only are going to get rewarded 1 stroke. So unless I sail at OB as well.
And you are also laying that one up, even being really far down the fairway.
Yeah, that tree was kind of in my line. Catrina going with the A2 sidearm approach, as we've seen yesterday. Kristin with a jump putt, but not to try to make it, just to try to get up under the basket. And from the gap, it's like a, 70-foot putt?
Yeah,
so it is
at least.
kind of makeable.
Yeah, it's makeable, but you got that OB long. It's really hard to run it from that distance.
Even Hokom's was pretty close to going too far past.
And we are looking at another all-star par here on the first hole. Moving into hole 2, it's a par 3, 270 feet. We've got that OB wall on the right, the entire length of the hole. trees on the left kind of form this gap toward the end, but this is definitely a hole that these ladies are looking to birdie. We've seen you go with that overstable, fell in on an anhyzer, and you've almost been in that same position all 3 rounds now. You're going to be putting back at it from just outside the circle.
Yeah, didn't commit enough, didn't want a chance going towards the wall. Same thing there with Hokom. She kind of missed left. Yeah, Kristin. Not jeopardizing the OB stroke. Kristin chooses a different St. Pro than yesterday, her more overstable one, and finds herself a lot closer.
And Catrina going with that M2 once again. And she makes the gap, and she's right at circle's edge, putting uphill at it.
Not quite enough power on that one. It's hard with the uphill and the long putt. And I just didn't even give that one a chance.
Yeah, you were kind of shaking your head at that one. You know, those early putts can really set the pace for how that release is going to be for the rest of the round.
Katrina just a tiny bit low, so Kristin will pick up the only birdie and find herself tied with Sarah going into hole 3.
All right, hole 3, par 3, 325 feet. We've got a left to right and back to the left, a little S-curve shaped fairway. Anything early left is really dangerous and brings the bogey into play.
And there is an OB fence over there if you go far enough. There's like a barbed wire fence. Shouldn't come into play unless you get a really severe kick, though.
This is definitely a really rewarding birdie out here, though. Oh, and look at that shape. And that
St. Pro master.
Yeah, absolutely. The Heiser Flip Master in the women's division right now, if you ask me. She is really, we've just come to see a lot of those shots. She executes them at such a high level.
Yeah, she does. I find an early tree and kick way left. Hokom hits the gap a lot better than I did and got herself a ways up there, but still not quite as close as Kristin.
And this is a beautiful shape from Kat. If she can miss that last one,
wow.
Oh yeah. She skips right up in front of it. She's inside circle 1. I believe that was the H1 V2.
Yes. I actually had a pretty open look. I was excited about that after that bad kick, but just kind of pinched it off and found myself hitting an early gap on the left side. Hokom just laying that one up. Here's Kat for birdie.
Great looking putt. Yeah, spin that one back just enough to get over the rim and flop in. But just one of the more rewarding birdies out here at Maple Hill, hole 3. Oh. A little frustration after the missed putt.
Air ball, actually, 2 in a row, so quite a bit of frustration there. Left myself with that. Another air ball.
Yeah, that you can't really see it on video, but there's a pretty severe slope right there behind the pin, and that's why you went so far past. And Kristin's actually going to pick up 3 strokes on you and move to within only 4.
Yeah, so that's a big scoring separator like we're talking about. There's almost every hole at Maple Hill, and this is one that you might not even think about being a 2-shot separator.
Yeah, and she got 4 on you in 2 holes, actually.
Yes.
So she's definitely looking to track you down. We're moving into hole 4, par 3, 250 feet, severely downhill, and you've got that OB water right behind the pin. It's inside the circle, but the trickiest part of this hole is the gap right off the tee. I mean, as you said before, it's maybe an arm's length wide, so skinny, and it's really just, you know, pick your shot. What are you most comfortable with hitting a gap that small? Kristin?
Beautifully thrown sidearm with her judge. right down the gap. Sidearm putter hyzers
This
are
is such a
very
touchy
difficult.
shot. Yep.
Catrina with a standstill PA1 here.
Oh,
It's just
that is
all
a beauty.
spin.
Yeah, I mean, just flicking it out there with her wrist.
Sarah lining up this really understable mid that we've seen past 2 rounds. The severe hyzer to straight left.
Wow.
Pretty impressive how well she knows her angles.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just impressive how clean all these shots are. I mean, this is, I would say, the most popular shot I see on this hole is hitting that first tree on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, this is a small gap. And it's really hard to get clean all the way down there. And you get clean all the way to the end, you might have a circle's edge putt down the hill. This is a pretty scary putt. I'm wondering if Sarah's running that one. She was kind of laying it up. Now she's asking for it to sit down. Catrina finds herself at around 50 feet straight downhill.
It's quite a bit too high and too hyzer.
She put that one way up in the air, didn't she?
Yeah, and on a severe hyzer, so when it hits the ground, it's gonna get that roll. So she's gonna have a tester for par.
This is a pretty big putt after 3 putting the last. Oh, and you stick it.
Yeah, I really needed to hit that one after 3 air balls in 2 holes. Just gotta get that feeling of getting one going in the chins. Especially with Kristin sitting right by the basket for another birdie.
Oh, great putt from down the hill. That's a 28-footer that she just put on the pole. And that's 3 in a row from Kristin Tattar. She came to play during this final round.
Yes, she did.
What is she putting?
She's putting with the pure.
The pure. Okay, she throws the judge, but she's putting with the pure.
And she'll throw the pure occasionally, but more so the judge and the harp are
Okay.
her upshot discs.
All right, we're moving into hole 5. It's a par 3, 285 feet. The traditional play is out over the water. You've got a water carry the entire length of the hole. That wall right there marks the edge of the OB line. You're going to see some high forehands and some turnover backhands, but there is a safe route going through the woods. We've seen these ladies opt to go to the right. It's really difficult to get it all the way down there. Have you ever birdied it from?
Never birdied it.
Yeah, playing for 3. When you go this way, you're going to play for the 3.
Kristin's throwing her verdict. She just didn't get that one quite wide enough. I'm trying to decide between my felon and my verdict right now. And,
Felon, a little faster.
And I'm thinking maybe skip so that I don't necessarily have to hit the gap, but I opt for the verdict like I practiced and just use the glide, the overstable glide around the corner. Just aim it wider than I just saw Kristin. And yeah, that's about the closest I can get on that line.
Okay.
It's about a 45-footer with a very guarded green. You pretty much are taking birdie out of play if you're going that way.
Okay, it looks like Catrina is lining up the putter and hyzer over the water, and there's actually a gap right off the tee too, so it definitely makes this a nerve-wracking shot.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
such trust
Really,
displayed
to
there.
get that one to turn over and glide out onto the green. She's executed the shot, but she has a 35-footer straight back at the water on an elevated pin. And we've seen Sarah land safe both rounds 1 and 2. She's going with the high hyzer forehand. Get over that wall.
Yeah, she does it again, and this time she's on the chips.
Yeah, that's her best shot of the event so far on hole number 5.
And this is what can unfortunately happen if you hit early on that hyzer gap. Kristin is struggling to save par. This upshot just left her with about a 50-footer through a weird
Would
tree.
she just lays up? She's going to be losing a stroke.
And 2 to Hokom, potentially.
Yeah, you see that putt is on line, but it starts out with so much hyzer that by the time it gets there, it kind of glides out a little bit of the line she put it on.
Hokom now looking to tie up Kristin. And she does.
What a putt. Catrina up and over the rim. Kristin gonna tap in for the bogey to move back to 5 strokes back. Still a battle though.
Absolutely, especially with this hole.
Yeah, these next few coming up. Some swings to be had. This is hole 6, a par 3, 320 feet. We're flying from the men's pad actually right now. The ladies' pad is off and to our left. And they are going to be looking straight down this gap to the right. You've got an OB rock wall the entire length of the hole on your right. And it's actually inside the circle up here. A very tight gap and a very tight green.
Yeah, and if you go too far left, there's also OB water. It doesn't really come into play unless you get a severe kick, but that happens pretty often, I would say.
We haven't seen this one birdied yet, I don't believe.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, it's right there for the taking. It's only 320 feet. All these ladies on this lead card can reach it, but it's just such a tight gap, and it's a pretty scary one, too.
It is. So you're going to see some of us opt for the left gap down there and just go for about a 40-footer.
Oh, and that was an early release for sure. It just missed that tree. That's a pretty sticky spot over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty tight.
It's not what I'm looking for, that's for sure. Gonna have to scramble from there.
What is that?
I
Katrina's
don't
throwing
know
in?
this disc, actually. This is a new one for Catrina.
It's definitely a mid-range of sorts. I mean, I know she likes the M2.
A little bit early left. She's gonna find herself tucked in those woods. But she's short of the gap, so she can kind of take her pick on which one she wants to go for. And look at this. Eyes are flipped to flat. That one is down the left gap, almost pin high.
Wow, so this is what you're left with after that early release. And you really had nothing from right there. I remember I was taking photos actually on this hole, and there was you had no lie.
Yeah,
right
I really
there.
didn't. Hokom opting for the knee, patent pending, gets herself way up there. That was a beautifully thrown shot.
Katrina's got the AirPods in.
I was just gonna say that. She
Yeah.
was rocking the headphones today. Oh my
She
gosh.
almost spins that one in from 50 feet. And you actually have a look here. You got out. You've got a little branch in your way. You might have to putt over that.
There's actually a gap right through it, so I'm trying to hit this little gap.
Oh,
It's a tiny
and
bit
just
high.
kicked it up into a hyzer. Had a chance of going in if it went clean.
Hokom said she'd buy the margaritas if I hit that one.
That's awesome.
And Kristin from just outside the circle here, looking for a 2.
Oh.
She really wanted that one. You don't see her show much emotion ever like that, so she knew that was a big stroke swing if she could get that one. Like you said, no woman we've seen connect on this one so far.
Great looking putt from Sarah to save a par. Alright, we're moving into hole 7, par 3, 275 feet, really tight gap off the fairway. You've got to go up this road, nearly 275, and you just got to get it to gently hyzer out. We're playing to the basket right here on our left.
Yeah.
And we saw last round, 3 out of the 4 ladies on the lead card were within 20 feet, and they all missed their putts. And just Sarah's shot on this hole is so amazing. To even attempt this, she's going to take this. What is this again?
A relay.
She's going to take this relay, send it out there on hyzer, but look how flippy it is. And it's just going to drift over to the left.
Oh, it tickled that branch.
It just got that
dropped
one
it
branch
down.
and dropped it down.
And Kristin, we saw her hit this tree. She was the only one that didn't get through the gap clear. She told her caddy right before this that, I promise I won't hit that tree again.
And that's a little early, but they've been filtering through on that left side. And you're taking the Tina suspect. You're putting it out there on hyzer, hanging it wide. And that is just a little early, but you're going to be right around circle's edge. I believe you're going to have a clean look at that one.
Catrina with her M2. Looking for a similar shot, but holding it a little straighter for longer. Just kind of comes up on it and comes out severely hyzer. But she gets a decent kick, and she's just outside the circle.
Circle's edge right there, even after hitting pretty early. It's a great view of Sarah's approach right there.
Yeah, it was.
So are you outside the circle right here?
I'm inside just by a little bit.
Drop.
Oh, give
No.
it to me. Brutal.
What?
I made
How?
it.
That was center cut, a little right side, but I mean on the pole. I don't know where else you would rather hit that putt.
Yeah.
That is... You definitely don't like to see that. Especially with the battle so close. I mean, with that spit out, Kristin has a chance to move within 3.
Yeah, just a tiny bit low. And that's 2 missed putts and 2 holes that she's wishing she could have back. But we are only 7 holes in, and she's definitely got some momentum. She's playing super hot. And we got some water coming up. Good par save. And the rest of us will tap out as well.
Man, that is... You know, it's hard to really get past that. I know as a... Yeah, I know, speaking as a player, those spit outs can really, really affect you mentally, you know?
Yeah, definitely, especially if you choose to continue to dwell on them.
Yeah. We're moving into hole 8, par 3, 250 feet. Water carry the entire length of the hole. We've also got OB long, which makes this one an island green.
Hokom's opted for that backdoor play every round so far. Same story here. She finds herself just inside the circle, looking at a kind of a death putt. Kristin with her judge.
Whoa,
Little early.
that was way early.
Yeah, and with her severe hyzer release, early mistake is definitely in the water on this one.
Yeah, that was a big misfire from Kristin.
This is my Marshall here.
Great looking shot. 3 for 3 on the island.
For making it inbounds,
Yep.
yes. Yep. And Catrina now up.
She's also going putter.
Hyzer release.
Yeah, but
Getting
nice.
flat.
Really nice flip up the flag. She's within 25 feet.
So this is the drop zone you're seeing Kristin putt from. Any OB water goes to the drop zone. It's pretty hard to make it from there, honestly. It's possible, but
It's definitely possible, but it's one of those. It's more like a sucker play to try and go for it.
Yeah.
You know, you're risking going out of bounds again from that drop zone if you attempt it.
Hokom just a tiny bit high. That looked like a great putt. Good commitment.
That's a pretty short putt right there, but again, you're looking straight at the water. If you miss that, it's got a really good chance of finding that OB.
Mm-hmm. Catrina looking to get 2 strokes on Kristin if she can connect. But air ball.
You know, everything looked the same with that putt. Just that final extension out toward the basket. She just held on to it a little too long, maybe?
Yeah, it looked like it just stayed in her hand. It looked like she thought it was already out of her hand.
Oh, and she kind of corrects on that one and barely sneaks that in left side. Honestly, it's really the only thing holding her back from keeping pace with you is those inside the circle putts.
Yeah. We got Mark out
right.
in the water. Shout out. He flies to this tournament every year.
Oh, really? He's not
Yeah,
a local?
he's
He
not.
flies out to fish out the discs? What a great gig.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're moving into hole 9. It's a par 4 this year, 420 feet, plays a little longer. We've got a straight uphill tee shot. Really difficult angle. It moves from left to right once you get to the top of the hill. We've got OB left, and then you've got this island green with OB all around it. They've moved the pin and elevated it. It's within 10 feet of the water. You're just going putter straight.
Yeah, just trying to put it on the top of the hill so I can see the basket, and makes the approach a lot easier if you can see the basket. Hokom, though, is going relay. She's trying to get a little ways down the hill, use that sidearm. She doesn't like it, but she'll probably be able to figure something out.
Catrina also just going with the putter play. Wonder what she's listening to.
I'm not positive, actually. I know she likes country.
Really?
Yeah. Kristin, that one looked a little bit low again. But
Yeah, it was
remember
low.
yesterday, she sailed right over that.
Well, yesterday she actually hit the ground and it skipped forward, and today she did the same thing. She hits the ground and kind of skips up to a decent position.
Mm-hmm. Throws her verdict down the hill. We'll have a shorter approach from there. Hokom, kind of same position, kind of same outcome.
You going for it from here?
I am, yeah. I'm trying to get on the green at least and then decide if I want to run my putt or not.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Flash the rings for us, Paige. Hits the tree and kicks back toward the pin. Now, you missed that tree. You're definitely out of position to go for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Kat just went to pitch that one out and actually stayed in the woods. She's going to have to go patent pending onto this green.
A little wide and gets a kick left even farther into the woods.
Kristin going, oh my goodness, that was forehand straight at the camera. It actually nailed the camera.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think that one mattered too much because if it didn't hit the camera, I was going to whack that tree and land in the same spot, but don't like to see that, that's for sure.
All right, and after that little redirect, you're left with the duff putt, and you don't want anything to do with it today. With a 5-stroke lead, you just decide to lay that one up.
Yeah, I was thinking all my competitors are putting for one worse than I already was, and I didn't want to chance it, really. There you are with the camera. Good putt from Kristin. All these putts, I mean, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than it seems.
Yeah, I mean, no matter the distance, this one is really elevated and so close to the water. And so after 9 holes, your 7-stroke lead has dropped to 5 over Sarah, 6 over Kristin, and you're 9 strokes ahead of Kat. With 9 holes to go, Sarah and Kristin definitely still have a chance to get back in this.
Yeah, they do. And Catrina, with 158 wins, clearly she's been here a time or two, and I have to assume she's going to put up a fight. Shout out to Rebecca Cox, Lisa Fikes, Elaine King, and Missy Gannon, who are also joining us on the leaderboard on the chase card.
Please like and subscribe to the GK Pro channel and join us for the final round, final 9 holes of this 2019 MVP Open.